On May 15th, the Ministry of VSA is organizing an occupational safety and health awareness campaign. So this is an information session that is open to companies, employers, and employees, in particular in the construction sector. And this is a course or a discussion about occupational health and safety hosted by the Inspectorate of the Department of Labor Affairs. The session will be hosted at NEPA in Cahill from 5 to 6:30. And again, that's on May 15th. And the idea is really to inform, to educate, to explain to the construction sector in particular all about what kind of risks, job safety procurements, standards should be in place in order to reduce the risk of personal injuries. So what types of regulations are in place, what are the rules, the laws, and best practices. And this information session will have a number of speakers, including speakers representing SZV, the NRPB, Optima BV, NEPA, MIC-IT, and of course the Inspectorate. Again, as I mentioned, the idea is to educate the employers and employees in terms of what are the rules and regulations in terms of making sure that the work is conducted in a safe manner. The second topic I'd like to touch on briefly is this is Nurses Week. The International Nurse Day is May 12th, next week, but already we're beginning with celebration of Nurses Week. It's clear to me, as I've been minister for a few years now, that the public health care system really is driven and supported and carried by our nurses. And these nurses are involved in our healthcare system throughout, not only in delivering health care to patients, but also in terms of their positions in management, in policy making. We find that they're involved in the healthcare sector throughout all of the very different levels, and I've seen they really do a tremendous job. You know, some of you may not know, I come from a family of doctors. Actually, my mother and father are both doctors, and my mother's a pediatrician who had a private practice on her own for many, many years. And so I've grown up in and around hospitals and the medical field, and I've seen, you know, especially when it comes school time and children come in for vaccinations, and I see how much the nurses really do to really aid the process, comfort the patients, and you know, the work that I've seen them do throughout my life has really been tremendous, and I've always been very impressed. And so, again, thank you to the nurses in our community in all of the different levels of our healthcare system. Your contribution is very much appreciated by the country. Last topic. Yesterday I had the opportunity to attend the official opening of the urology department at the SMMC. The urology department actually has been open for several months already, but this is the opportunity for the official opening. For those of you who go by the hospital, actually, you'll see that there's a section of the hospital which was previously landscaped exterior space for the hospital, has now had a new construction, so there's a concrete structure there, which now houses the urology department as well as the neurology department. So we're making space for additional specialties coming into the island. And it is very much in keeping with the mission of the health tripartite, which is the hospital, the SMMC, the SZV, and the Ministry of VSA, really with a very focused mission. And that mission is to deliver quality, affordable health care close to home. And I can see day by day that we're moving closer and closer to that. And I think that the official opening of the urology clinic is another milestone in that process. You know, and I commended the management, specialist, staff, and board of the SMMC for their commitment and dedication to improving the range of services, the quality, efficiency, and customer service. You know, it was interesting in the discussion and listening to some of the presentations from the speakers. This is actually the expansion and the addition of these services is funded by funding that came from the Bess Islands. It was an agreement that the hospital made with the Bess Islands that they would help to advance funding in order for the hospital to make the necessary investments to increase the range and quality of services, and that they would actually agree to an increase in their tariff or their contribution to help actually repay the loan. So in other words, they lent the money to the hospital to improve the range of services and also agreed to an increase in the rates at which they would pay that for those services so that they could repay that investment. And I am happy to report those investments are almost already paid off already, right? So What's the benefit to the Bess Islands? We're seeing it already. That means that their patients get a better quality of care. They don't need to travel so far. And actually, it was very interesting to note that the hospital is now working towards sending specialists to Saba and Statia in order to help to reduce their travel expenses. So I believe that it's a win-win partnership, and it's showing that we can improve the quality of care and also be more economically efficient and keep the money circulating in our economy. And those are very much key principles that we've had in terms of how we're evolving our healthcare sector.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
On the other hand, an initiative in the Netherlands of a manpower agency to recruit skilled construction workers to come to St. Maarten failed because of the better wages they receive for construction work in the Netherlands. So, how to get this construction labor issue resolved? We are of the opinion that just as in September-October 2017, just after the hurricane, Army engineers have been tasked to assist in the housing construction for the poor and the needy, this can be done again. Why wait until the next hurricane to strike to let them help in the construction needs if they can be put on assignment already in preparation of the hurricane season? The Red Cross has asked us to provide seniors of the Seniors and Pensioners Association to volunteer with the Red Cross to assist them with registration for help for needy families. Our volunteers cannot wait to start to help out. Meanwhile, a recruitment drive has started for more Red Cross volunteers with the objective to get as much volunteers as possible in each district of St. Maarten. We applaud the Red Cross for her assistance and the recruitment of volunteers. The Red Cross has proven to be worldwide a volunteer organization that reaches out to people in need in times of catastrophes. We would like to encourage all who can volunteer their time with the Red Cross to register and to become a Red Cross volunteer. It is to help our own in times of need. We have a question for the Prime Minister. How much homes have been built back better and stronger? Next week, there will be here in St. Maarten on May the 16th the next ad hoc meeting of the steering committee of the St. Martin Recovery, Reconstruction and Resilience Trust Fund. In a press release after the meeting of April 26 this year in Washington, Prime Minister Romeo Marlin expressed her satisfaction with decisions taken at the meeting, especially as it pertained to the quickening of the pace of the home repair program. She said, "During the meeting, I made it clear to all stakeholders that there is a need for more tangible results for the people of St. Martin. Thus, moving forward, I expect to see more activity surrounding the execution of the planned projects." The Prime Minister has been speaking of Dutch Trust Fund monies and World Bank projects, but we didn't hear the amount of Dutch Trust Fund millions approved. We only heard the amount of Dutch Trust Fund millions approved, but so far information on how much homes have been built back better and stronger has not been forthcoming. The Emergency Recovery Project Phase 1 repairs existing public shelters, supports the repairs of severely damaged houses, and strengthens the emergency response capacities of our fire department and other first responders. The project also supports the St. Martin Housing Development Foundation and NVGEBE. It repairs a number of critical public buildings, including the police stations, the fire department, and a number of damaged public schools. The Prime Minister said that the first phase of the roof repair program will be financed by the Trust Fund. This program will support the repairs of severely damaged houses of low-income families and supplements the existing roof repair program of the St. Martin Development Foundation, the VROMI, and the UNDP. So, Prime Minister, which severely damaged houses of low-income families have been repaired? The repairs of 109 social homes in the Belvedere housing community under management of the St. Martin Housing Foundation? How many roof repairs the St. Martin Development Fund, the VROMI, and the UNDP have executed with these funds? We're looking forward to hear how many roofs and homes have been repaired so far, 1 year and 9 months after Irma.
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Wib now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact Wib today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you're for.
In the last press briefing, I mentioned that I would be attending the second Caribbean Ministerial School Safety Forum in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that was held from the 29th through the 30th of April 2019 in Kingston, St. Vincent. The first forum was held in April 2017, at which time 12 countries signed the Antigua and Barbuda Declaration on School Safety in the Caribbean. At this second ministerial forum, 5 countries, including St. Martin and Curacao, signed on to the Safe School Initiative, thereby adopting the Antigua and Barbuda Declaration on School Safety. 10 ministers of education attended last week's forum. They were from, among other countries, St. Kitts, Dominica, Cuba, Curacao, Jamaica, and of course from St. Martin. The ministers were accompanied by advisors and officials in the education sector. Accompanying me were the Secretary General of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport, Mrs. Shermina Powell Richardson, and the Head of Student Support Services, Mrs. Olga Mussington Service. The forum held in St. Vincent is a result of a United Nations conference that was held in 2015. At this particular conference, countries adopted a motion that called for the reduction of disaster risk and losses of lives, livelihood, and health after disasters. Out of this conference came the Worldwide Initiative for Safe Schools, and this initiative seeks to motivate and support governments to develop national strategies and implement school safety. I must say that, especially with the cooperation of UNICEF, St. Martin was able to participate in this regional ministerial forum held in St. Vincent. Within the schools and the education sector here in St. Martin, we are also advocating safe schools. There is a safe and emergency management committee in place that has already drafted a contingency plan with protocols for schools and for the ministry to follow. In addition, each school is finalizing its own emergency and safety plan. Via UNICEF, ministry and school personnel have received training, and more training in school emergency and safety is planned. The regional ministerial forums are held every 2 years, and St. Martin has offered to host the third forum, which is scheduled to be held in 2021. With the hurricane season just around the corner, you may wonder what is the status of our schools here on St. Martin. As far as our public schools are concerned, we are nearing the phase when finally the urgent repairs to these schools can begin during the upcoming summer vacation. These repairs would be paid for by insurance monies. In terms of school repairs in general, the National Recovery Program Bureau with the World Bank will be assessing the schools that still need further repairs and reconstruction as a result of the hurricane. And the World Bank has allocated approximately $7 million for the reconstruction and for these repairs. We are expecting that the assessments and the engineering and building plans will be completed during the summer vacation as well. It is good to note that my ministry developed what we call an education master plan. This includes the reconstruction or new construction of buildings and facilities that fall under the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth and Sport. Included in this plan for reconstruction or construction are, for example, our schools, our sport facilities, and of course, also the library. We even included psychosocial programs for teachers and students. This draft Education Master Plan was approved by the Council of Ministers and has been submitted to the National Recovery Bureau and the Steering Committee of the World Bank for their review. Given the fact that St. Martin herself does not have the finances for reconstruction and for new construction of educational, cultural, and sports facilities, we, that is, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth, and Sport, and the Council of Ministers, are hoping that the World Bank would really consider assisting St. Martin in this area.
Okay, let me go. Don't think you're good, yeah. away. Sing! No! Don't take the goodness away from me. Don't take the goodness away from me. Yes, that was cute, but you can do better than that. Louder, sing! Don't take the goodness away from me. That don't take the goodness away from me.